Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today, we will be covering OpenAI and Dell teaming up to bring Codex into enterprise data centers, Anthropic acquiring developer tools company Stainless, and a federal jury handing OpenAI a major win in Elon Musk's lawsuit. Starting with OpenAI and Dell, the two companies announced a collaboration to bring Codex, OpenAI's coding agent, into hybrid and on-premises enterprise environments. The idea is to tie Codex directly to Dell's AI data platform and Dell AI Factory, so the agent can sit close to the codebases, documentation, business systems, and operational knowledge that companies keep behind their own firewalls. Dell framed it as helping customers deploy AI on infrastructure they control with data they trust. Why does this matter? A lot of agent demos look great until the agent has to actually reach the systems where real work happens. Banks, hospitals, manufacturers, and government agencies have strict rules about sending sensitive code or operational data into a public cloud. By putting Codex next to that governed on-prem data, OpenAI is making it realistic for regulated industries to use coding and workflow agents without breaking their compliance posture. OpenAI says more than 4 million developers already use Codex weekly for things like code review, test coverage, incident response, and reasoning across huge repositories. And it's no longer just about code. OpenAI says Codex is expanding into context gathering, reports, product feedback routing, lead qualification, and coordination across business systems. Dell CTO Ehab Tarazi said the collaboration gives customers, quote, a practical, secure path to deploying AI agents at scale. That's the key phrase. Practical and secure is what enterprise buyers actually care about, and it's the thing pure cloud agents have struggled to deliver. Dell says its AI factory now has more than 5,000 customers, and the company argues that data availability and quality remain the top blockers to getting AI into production. This partnership is aimed squarely at that bottleneck. Next up, Anthropic announced it's acquiring Stainless, a developer tools startup that specializes in SDKs, command line tools, and MCP server tooling. If you're not deep in this world, here's the simple version. Stainless builds the connective tissue that turns an API into something an AI agent can actually use as a tool. Anthropic says Stainless has generated every official Anthropic SDK going back to the early Claude API days, and hundreds of companies use Stainless to spin up SDKs and MCP servers across languages like Python, TypeScript, Go, Java, and Kotlin. Stainless estimates that roughly a quarter of the world's professional software developers have touched an SDK or docs site it created. Caitlin Less, who leads platform engineering at Anthropic, summed up the strategy in one line, quote, agents are only as useful as what they can connect to. That captures exactly what Anthropic is buying. The race right now isn't just about smarter models, it's about which model can reliably plug into your calendar, your database, your ticketing system, your code repo. Owning the SDK and MCP generation layer is a way to shape that connectivity at the source. But there's a twist that's drawing real attention. Stainless announced it's winding down all of its hosted products, including its SDK generator. New signups, new projects, and new SDKs are no longer available. Existing customers keep the SDKs already generated and can modify them, but the hosted pipeline is going away. That creates a near-term migration scramble for companies that built workflows around Stainless, and it raises a bigger question developers are now debating openly. Is critical agent infrastructure going to keep getting absorbed into the big frontier labs? Neutral shared developer tooling is shrinking, and the platforms underneath every AI app are starting to look a lot more vertically integrated. Finally, OpenAI scored a major legal win. A federal jury in Oakland unanimously found that Elon Musk waited too long to bring his claims against OpenAI, Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, and Microsoft. Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers accepted the advisory verdict as the court's own and dismissed Musk's claims. According to the AP, the jury deliberated for less than 2 hours after a 3-week trial, which is strikingly fast for a case this high profile. The backstory. Musk accused OpenAI's leadership of quietly pivoting the original nonprofit toward a money-making operation after he invested $38 million in its early years. Essentially, the stole a charity theory. But the jury didn't rule on whether that narrative was true. They ruled that Musk simply waited too long to sue. Judge Gonzalez-Rogers said there was, quote, a substantial amount of evidence to support the jury's finding. Musk says he plans to appeal. The stakes here are huge. Reuters reported that OpenAI is preparing for a possible IPO that could value the business around $1 trillion. And testimony in the trial revealed Microsoft has now spent more than $100 billion on its OpenAI partnership. This lawsuit was one of the biggest legal clouds hanging over OpenAI's restructuring and its path to going public. With it cleared, at least at the trial level, OpenAI has a much smoother runway to finalize its corporate transition. The trial also pulled back the curtain on a lot of internal history about how OpenAI shifted from pure research nonprofit to commercial powerhouse. But the legal question came down to timing, not motive, which means the underlying tension between Musk and his former co-founders is far from resolved.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.